Hello, hello, and welcome to Late Night with Sarah. I'm Sarah, your host of today, and I have a very exciting episode. But first off, happy 2024. I hope you had an amazing holiday and happy new year as well. I know this brand new year is bringing a lot of new stuff, a lot of exciting things, and what better off to start off the year than talking about trends. What are my trend predictions for 2024? As you may know, I'm obsessed with fashion and trends and all of that jazz. I recently have watched ridiculous amount of 2024 trend videos on YouTube. I was like, you know what? Based on what I've seen and everything else that I see on social media in real life, I just want to share all of the 2024 trends that I've seen. I think are actually wearable and relatable in a way. And I have a part two plan for this where is how to style those trends and how to incorporate it into your wardrobe. So definitely subscribe, turn on the bell icon so you can be notified when that one is gonna be up. Before we jump into the trends, I know that we just started now to get into winter. Doesn't feel like it because to me winter is just the holidays and now that it's January it's like, oh, spring break. But I know that for many people that's not the case. Even here in Central Florida, it's still very cold. So I have gathered all of these questions that I keep getting from all of my friends at this point, asking me how can I stay warm but still be fashionable. So let me give you a couple tips and tricks. If you already know about how to stay warm during the winter and you don't want to hear the tips, you can jump to the next section, right into the trends. I will put a timestamp somewhere so you can, go ahead and skip this section. But if not, and you're curious to maybe, collect new knowledge about how to stay warm, here are a couple of very quick, very easy tips. So, number one, cold weather comes from your extremities, meaning that you will receive cold, let's say, from your head, your hands, and your toes. So, if you keep those covered, you should be set to go. Another misconception is that wearing super tight thermal tops and pants are gonna keep you warm, but in reality, they have to be a little bit loose so your body heat can be kind of working its way around because the way that the thermal tops and leggings are created is to be a little bit loose so your body heat kind of goes back to you. I don't know the technicalities, but that's how I learned it and that's what it works scientifically. So keep that in mind to wear looser type of thermal stuff under your outfits. It will be ideal. Even the fleece style leggings. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So to cover your head, your hands, and your toes, a good way to do it and to be still very fashionable, wearing fun hats, fun beanies, even a very nice jacket with a hood, that's gonna cover your head and your ears. Wearing earmuffs, there are a ton of new ones that I've seen that have become pretty trendy lately, and they're gorgeous. They're big with different fun colors and have a star on it. I know the OG design is from MEJ. You can definitely check those out. It doesn't have to be a super expensive beanie, super expensive earmuffs or something like that. You can get a super affordable prices even at a thrift store. What matters is that they're covered. Now you can look into cotton because usually cotton can be pretty cozy. There is some type of polyesters that can be good quality. You just have to look at the construction and usually they will last a long time, basically until forever because it's plastic. But if you buy it in a design that is timeless that you're gonna use for forever, but that's a couple of quick tips. Also, wearing gloves is big for the winter season for functionality reasons, but stylish reasons as well. I've seen a big surface. What is a surface? Surge face of gloves There is the transparent ones that are super pretty for like gala and fancy events or maybe even a dinner date. And there is also the mitten ones that are not very functional because you cannot use your fingers, but they're so cute. So definitely look into those. And the fleece tied leggings, as I mentioned, right now we're seeing so many fun colors. I just got a red one that I love, and it's so fun because not all of the fleece tied leggings have to be in black. You know, it can be black with bows on it. There is a couple. Oh, I just got one from Cezanne that is with black dots, and it's so cute. So definitely look into those just to spice it up. It's gonna keep you warm, and you can wear mini skirts, you can wear mini dresses, and you'll see this year it's all about the minis. So keep that in mind. They are great options in Amazon. There are also great options in Cezanne. Urban Outfitters, that's the other one that I was thinking of. They have amazing designs, a great selection, all of the fun colors and designs that are definitely wearable for the outside, at least in my opinion. So take a look at those. And lastly, invest in good socks. It's definitely gonna keep you toasty and you don't have to worry as much as the type of shoes you're wearing for the winter at least and going into spring. Maybe. We don't know how the weather is gonna be this year, so who knows? Now jumping into the trends. I told you it was super quick with the tips and tricks, and I hope it helped you. Jumping into the trends, there is a couple that I have mentioned kind of vaguely in my previous videos, but big one, and it's probably not a surprise. Off the shoulder, everything. I think that with the off the shoulder dresses, off the shoulder sweaters, it's a trend that it's so wearable and kind of practical, like everybody can do it, that I think is definitely gonna stay for 2024. It's a type of trend that it can be dramatic but also very casual at the same time. So I think that off the shoulder tops, sweaters, even bodysuits, they're gonna continue going throughout the seasons. Like you can think about an off the shoulder bodysuit to wear during spring, even during summer. And when a trend becomes almost seasonless, that's when you know it's gonna stay for a longer time. So that's number one. I definitely see that one being very big, and I personally love it. I have a bigger chest, so sometimes it can be uncomfortable because it will roll up, or if I don't have the right type of bra. Yeah, I still love it, and I still wear it all the time. So that's why I think it's gonna definitely stay for 2024. Another big trend that we are gonna be seeing next year, I think, are hats. So any type of hats. Like right now for winter, we've seen a lot of baseball caps. I think that in this new year, with winter coming up, well, winter is here. With winter right now, we're definitely seeing different types of like head pieces, and going into the next prediction I have, instead of skincare being the big thing, hair care is gonna become the next big thing. So imagine like very elaborate hairstyles, usually like with the bows and the headbands and all of those like head pieces are gonna become more trendy, and eventually hats and anything that goes into your head basically are gonna become super trendy next year. And I'm definitely gonna be participating. If you follow me on Instagram, you will know how much I love hair stuff. Like I love bounce and making my hair half up, half down. Like I have so many hairstyles. I can definitely make some tutorials if you guys want to see. I have a lot of hair, so I've been taking care of my hair for a very long time. But I think like the next booming industry is gonna be hair care, and those it will create a lot of hair accessories and pieces that I think we're gonna be seeing for a while. Like I could even argue beyond 2024. So the next trend prediction that I have here, I think is pretty obvious because we already seen a lot of 70s, like early 70s, late 60s type of aesthetic in fashion items like the A-line skirt or the mini dresses, the mini micro shorts. All of those type of fashion trends go hand in hand with what I think is to come is going full on for the 60s because we're already seeing color tights. I think that next year we're gonna be seeing even more color tights in different patterns. Kind of like it gives me Gossip Girl vibes, but I don't think it's gonna be in a preppy way. I actually think it's gonna be in like an eclectic, fun way. And because of that, with the mini skirts and the mini shorts, wearing tights becomes more comfortable. Mini dresses as well. So I definitely think 2024 is the year for the 60s. And in my opinion, I think the 70s are a reflection, well, I should say the 90s are a reflection of the 70s. The 80s are a reflection of the 60s. But that awkward moment between the 60s and 70s, it kind of reminds me to the late, like 2010s, not early 2010s, like the late 2010s, where we were just starting to find out about minimalism in a way that became pretty big. Like, I'm thinking 2015 to 2016 type of vibes. Believe it or not, that was almost 10 years ago. So it kind of makes sense by how fast all of the trends and the cycle are right now. So I think that we're definitely gonna be seeing a lot of those kind of trends, you know? It will be like a mix of colorful, eclectic style aesthetic of the 60s, 70s era with the lines and the minimalism in a way of 2015, 16. And another trend I think is gonna happen next year is in this list. I've seen a lot of commentaries about it. I saw a lot of commentaries about it last year, but I think that just this year is gonna start becoming even bigger. And that specific aesthetic to me is a reflection of the 90s and the Tumblr era. We are right now seeing like a weird mix of different eras getting combined because it has been so long. Like if you think about it, since the 60s and the 90s, like it has been so long that now it's getting connected to what it was the 2010s. So it's like a very interesting time that we're living at right now. If you were part of that whole like era in the 2010s, because at least for me, I think that I shouldn't be this young to be experiencing almost like 3 decades of different eras in one. I'm very excited to see because personally my favorites are the 70s and the 90s, and seeing how people are styling the 60s right now makes me very excited to see what's gonna happen by the end of the year. So definitely keep an eye out for all of those like 60s type of cuts on the dresses. So imagine A-line, straight lines, also kind of like boxy shapes type of vibe. So it's not super oversized, but it's also not tight. So it's kind of like a boxy to the body type of shape. As I mentioned in like my very first video on how to find your style, creating the lines in your bodies. And I think the trendy line for the body is gonna be like that rectangle shape. Another big trend that I think is gonna continue into 2024 is bows. I saw this YouTube video that was super interesting. She mentioned that bows are gonna be the next big thing again next year, but in a different way than what we do now. So right now we see the same type of bows in the hair, maybe even your purse, everywhere pretty much. And this upcoming year, we're gonna see more like personalized bows. So imagine like with different textures, with maybe like a homemade type of feel that feels sentimental and that you can add like in your house, or you can add it into your accessories, but it's not something that you can buy at like Amazon per se. So that's like the kind of bows that we probably are gonna see next year. And I completely agree with that because I've seen a lot of TikToks of people just putting bows everywhere on their own, adding the bows to the sweaters or adding the bows to your Uggs. And that trend eventually is gonna evolve to be a little bit more creative. Instead of wearing just like pink ribbon, it's probably gonna be like some type of texture ribbon that you can use and create your own. So I I am like 90% sure that's gonna be a thing. My house, my clothes, everything has bows and we love. Next, we have colors that are gonna be big next year. I don't know how to feel about this, but it apparently is peach. I don't like peach. So I hope it's not true. That's all I have to say. If you want to join me, my color for next year is going to be blue. And we can do all of the pastels. We can do pastel blue, pastel pink, pastel purple. I'm very into purple, so join me in my revolution to go against peach. But if you like peach, this is your lucky year because there is a lot of peach hues that are gonna be big next year. So like the actual peach color and then a pastel yellow. So all of those are not in my liking. Sorry. Sorry. I don't like it. What can I say? It'll be like that sometimes, okay? I'm just here to report, not to consume. That's what I have for fashion, hair. I know it was kind of messy now that I'm thinking it back, but now I want to jump into makeup. I think that for 2023, we're going to see such a big difference to what we have been seeing. These past few years have been all about the makeup, no makeup look, clean face, barely wearing anything. These upcoming years, I think we're gonna see a huge shift because it's getting a little bit tired and the pendulum always goes the opposite way. And within this list becoming more trendy and fashion becoming more colorful than before, I think that the natural progression to that is gonna be a more, I don't want to say the makeup that we had in 2016 because it's a little bit dramatic and I don't think people are still open to try it out that kind of aesthetic yet. You but right now I think that for 2024 we're going to be seeing more of like eye makeup that is just a little bit heavier, if that makes sense. So imagine like a very loose, smoky eye. And the blush, instead of being on the higher cheeks to lift the face, is gonna be more like on the cheeks as itself, like on the apple of the cheeks, making it more like doll like. Like we're gonna be playing more into kind of like an illustrated version of ourselves in a way, if that makes sense. Which, if you wanna get philosophical about it, it kind of makes sense because with how technology is going and AI and that whole thing, AI wants to become human and humans want to become robots in a way. I don't know. It goes deep. I'm just here to report. That's it. So what I'm trying to say is that possibly the way that we do makeup is gonna become a little bit more accentuated rather than making it look natural. So more blush, but like in the apples of the cheeks, and also like smush type of eye makeup, like I slept with it, but I didn't really, and also more lip bold colors. The red lip, and with red being such a big color right now, it totally makes sense that after trying out red lips, you're gonna keep on trying other different kinds of lips colors. I'm excited to see where makeup goes because, at least from my perspective, it has kind of been the same for so long that I just been craving that kind of more darker look for the makeup. That's everything I have for today. We cover fashion, we cover face and hair, but if you have any other questions, definitely feel free to ask me. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. My DMs are open. You can follow me on Late Night with Sarah for more fashion inspo. Definitely gonna be incorporating many of these trends in my outfits and making it hopefully in a relatable way that anybody can wear. Yeah, feel free to follow over there, ask me any questions if you have any, and leave me recommendations for the next video. Thank you so much for watching. So excited for 2024, and I hope to see you next Sunday. Bye. Mwah.